Joan Herman, and this is Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Thanks for joining me today. Our guest today is fitness guru Shaun T. Shaun developed the popular hip-hop abs, insanity, and rocking body fitness programs. He has performed in theater and television and has worked as a dancer and choreographer with artists such as Mariah Carey, Aaron, and Nick Carter. Shaun has appeared on television shows such as HBO's 6 Feet Under and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Shaun, I have to let you know at the beginning of the interview, just in case you were wondering, I am tilt, tuck, and tightening throughout this entire interview.
Yes, I love that. Because I always tell people you can even tilt, tuck, and tighten while sitting down or not dancing. So it's cool. You're utilizing it.
That was actually one of my questions because I do your program. I do hip-hop abs, and I was wondering if it would be beneficial throughout the day. So you just answered that first question.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people a lot of times when you're driving in your car, listening to music, you can still engage the core just so that, when you go back to do the DVDs, the workouts, your body's acclimated with the movement and you can get better results and fire up those muscles.
And I have to thank you because finally somebody came up with a way so we don't have to do those dreaded sit-ups.
I know. And it's so funny. I really, people ask me, you really don't do sit-ups to get your abs? I'm like, no, because it's annoying. And truly, scientifically, it only works the upper part of your abs. So I just wanted to come up with something that was, number one, fun and that you can engage the core. Doing hip-hop abs, as you know, is easy and fun, and crunches, they're a little tougher. They do fire up the muscles, but I want people to stay motivated and laugh while they work out.
You have a degree in sports science with a minor in theater and dance. How did you combine these two majors, and what made you decide to get involved in creating fitness programs?
Oh, well, what happened was I actually went to college as a communications major, and I gained 50 pounds my first year in college, and I was like, this has to change. So I changed my major to sports science. I ended up having to teach a dance class for my studies and ended up teaching a hip-hop dance class, and from there it just took off. So, I was teaching dance at the University Rec Center, the gym, and because I was teaching dance there, some people from the dance department were taking my class, and they were like, oh my goodness, your class is fun, you should come dance over at the dance department. So anyway, I went and I choreographed for their show, and then I just picked up a minor in dance, and then I just fused them all together. And then, something said, move to L.A., and I moved to L.A., and I was a professional dancer for a while, still teaching in the gyms. I got, in contact with Beachbody, and we created hip-hop abs, and it has been the most inspirational thing to me to be able to inspire and motivate people to stay healthy.
Shaun, I have to ask, I've seen a lot of your promotional pictures, and I actually posted one on our site to promote the show. And in looking at your abs, was that the body you've always had, or what is that the result of?
Well, it's very interesting, because I actually talked to my mother about this one time, and she's like, no, as a kid, I remember when I started playing football, I was always pretty athletic. I could run fast, I could jump high, but when I was playing football as a kid, I was actually a lineman, so I was one of the bigger kids. I wouldn't say I was extremely overweight. I think I was just bigger, strong-wise. And growing up, I started playing sports, so I began to get really fit, and eventually going to college. Well, in high school, I was a track star. I was an undefeated 400-meter hurdler. But when I went to college, to college studies and everything, that's when I gained the weight. And, not focusing on sports, but academics and enjoying the social life and enjoying the free food card that you get when you go to college, and it was really interesting. When I talk to people about weight loss and people who have lost a lot of weight, I can tell people I totally understand. I remember at one point I was at 228 pounds of not working out, and it was challenging. I remember every number. I remember I got to 222, 217, 215, 211, broke 200 finally, and it was a process. But all while I was doing this, it all happened at the beginning. I started losing weight when I started actually teaching dance. That's how I actually developed Tilt, Tuck, Tighten way back in the day, my college days at Rowan University, and it just, progressed from there. My abs have just been in development since that phase.
Shaun, tell us about your Insanity program.
Insanity is true to the name.
It's insane.
Have you tried it yet, Joan?
I don't have that kind of courage yet, but I would like to.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe I can convince you right now.
Okay.
No, Insanity is a 60-day fitness program that really helps you utilize your body weight to actually lose weight, gain muscle, and just really burn the fat in your body. It's more of a fat-burning program to sculpt your body. And the reason why I say it's not a weight loss or bodybuilding is because with Insanity comes a elite nutrition guide where, I give you a formula. So if you're a guy who wants to gain muscle, you can do that. If you're a woman who wants to lean and thin down, there's a formula for you to actually plug in and you can lose the weight. Or if you are very comfortable with your body, you can do Insanity and there's a formula for you to maintain your weight. It's based on max interval training, and basically what it is I give you 30 seconds to do an exercise. I say, here's the exercise, 30 seconds to do it. You do as many reps as you can in that 30 seconds. That's what max interval training is. Go as hard as you can. Do as many reps as you can, and at the end of 3 minutes, I give you a rest. Another thing that I have with Insanity is a fit test. So every 2 weeks, you can track your progress. I wanted people to not just always focus on the look of their body, but focus on how strong their heart is getting, because the body's going to come with it.
How can people who get to be in their 40s and 50s, and how can we keep up so that our body responds to what we're trying to accomplish?
Very, very good question. And the way I'm going to answer this question, I can answer for every age group, so it doesn't have anything to do with if someone's middle age or not. This is a good answer. And it's always do what you can do and do the exercises that's going to make you happy and stay motivated. That's the baseline. A lot of people try to go above and beyond. They make themselves go to the gym 6 days a week or 5 days a week, when really you can really create your body and change your body if you feel comfortable going 3 days a week so that you stay motivated, and the rest of the times you go, you aren't forcing yourself to go. That's the workout element. When it comes to, as we get older, our body is different and it reacts differently to different foods. Like somebody 17 can have McDonald's every day and have a six-pack, but when we get into our 30s and 40s, maybe not, So, and I tell people, I could go into a whole nutrition thing, but it's the way, and it's not saying you have to eat lettuce all day long, but if you eat 90%, fresh fruit, whole grain food, high protein diet, just change the way you eat and your body's going to respond that way too. It's definitely a combination of your eating and how active you are.
Well, and I think, too, the best advice, what you're saying, it's the way you eat, because we all want a quick fix. And I can tell you, I've probably done every diet in my life. I mean, I remember my girlfriends and I eating apples for breakfast and lunch and something for dinner and the grapefruit diet, and then, eat bacon and eggs, but no fruits and vegetables and all these crazy things that we do. And, what would you say to people? What is the best diet? What is the best way for us to eat to have optimal health and to get the bodies that we want?
Okay, first of all, the best diet, there is no best diet. Because what happens with a diet, we always say, I'm going on a diet on Monday. So my question to that person is, so when are you going to go off the diet?
Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So the way to change that is to say, just eat. It's a lifestyle. Eating is your lifestyle. Make it a lifestyle. Don't make it part of your diet. That's why I tell people, you eat 80 to 90% good, and then the rest of the time you can still enjoy the cookies at the party, and you don't have to look at those foods, as a bad thing. But, I just tell people the way you eat, number one, eat foods you enjoy. This is one, there's two kind of rules that I have that helps me stay at my optimum health. And that is, I try not to drink my calories, because people overindulge in sodas and foods and juices. Even though fruit juices are very good for you, you don't need 5 glasses of cranberry juice in the morning. People think just because it's, juice that you can drink it, but it's still sugar. It's still a lot of sugar and a lot of it's processed. Another rule that I love to tell people is if it doesn't expire within 3 weeks, try to stay away from it. Because what happens is a lot of the foods that we eat, especially, people who are on a run, people who drive into work and eat on the way to work, a lot of those foods, those bars and things like that have high preservatives, and it's just, I don't want to take away from anyone's product that they put out there, especially to help people eat quickly and more healthy, but I try to stay away from foods with a whole bunch of preservatives in there. Or if there's an ingredient in there that I can't pronounce, I'm not going to eat that. So these are just some things to try. But if you try to stick to the food that it's like, good eggs, even milk, and like these things are okay. Like people say, I'm going to eat skim milk. Well, yeah, skim milk is really good, but whole milk is really okay too. It's a natural source. So these are like some of the things I just love to tell people. Like you can really eat healthy and fresh and not put too much extra things in your body that's actually not really good for you. But at the same time, I'm human just like everyone else, and of course, I love, some McDonald's French fries. There's nothing wrong with it if you don't do it every day.
Right.
But the bottom line to the whole thing is something that we've all learned in our early stages in life is the food guide pyramid. Like the food guide pyramid is the way to eat. It's all about the portion control. As when I was growing up, we didn't just eat salads. Everybody thinks the salad is the way to go. We had fried chicken for dinner, but then my mom also made spinach or okra or asparagus and then rice. It was all about the portion control. For some reason, we in America think that we have to feel full when we sit down at the table or when we finish.
Right.
When in reality, your body, your brain doesn't know that you digested the food until like 15 minutes after you finish eating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I like to tell people, find out the portion. This is how many calories is in this food if you count calories. Find out what the portion size is. Eat that. And me, just like everyone else, like we think that dessert, like it's like, oh my God, like I have to have dessert. It's not really part of the food guide.
No, it's my favorite part, though.
It's my favorite part, too. However, I just tell people, like, people who are like, I get a lot of people that say, I'm still hungry and I want to eat. And I'm saying, eat the portion that you should eat and then wait 15 minutes. And I promise you, you will not be hungry again. And I guess not the last thing, but I have more. But another important thing is, with insanity, anyway, I have where you eat 5 times a day,
mm-hmm.
small meal, which really helps because it goes right in line with me telling you, you shouldn't eat till you're full. Because what happens is if you don't eat breakfast and then a snack and then lunch, what happens is most of us work, including myself. I get up. Well, now I make sure I have breakfast, but sometimes if I'm on the road, it's like I get up, I got to rush out of the hotel room, I got to go teach a class, give a seminar, and then it's 5 o'clock, and then I'm starving, truly, to the phrase, my eyes are completely bigger than my stomach. So you order this huge meal,
right.
And then you're kind of full halfway through, but then you continue to eat it because, Mom always said you got to finish what's on your plate. And then what happens is you eat that one time during the whole day, and then your body will hold on to those calories. It is not, just because you ate one time doesn't mean
right.
you're going to lose weight. Your body's like, well, since you're going to eat one time, I'm going to hold on this for 24 hours, mm-hmm. all of these calories. Whereas if you're eating constantly throughout the day, your energy is up, your metabolism is going to be quicker because your body's like, thank you, this is the energy I need to keep burning. And as a fitness professional, I will sit here and tell people I have made that mistake even within the time that I've created Hip Hop Abs to insanity. I have been like, oh, maybe I should just drink coffee and, just being under the pressure that I have to look like the fitness guy, you
right.
know? And when I changed that thought process, I was like, no, Shaun, like you have to eat. So now I get up at 6 o'clock. By 6:15, I'm eating. 9 o'clock, I'm eating again. 12 o'clock, I'm eating again. 3 o'clock, I'm eating again. 6 o'clock, I'm eating again. And then when I feel like I need a midnight snack, it's watermelon. It's something fresh and whole. And I just tell people, eat more often, but less. And your it sounds so crazy, mm-hmm. but most people, when they say they're not losing weight, it has nothing to do with the fact that they're eating too much. It has everything to do with the fact that they're eating too little or too much at one particular time.
You just described my diet problem.
See? Mm-hmm. That was the reason why I called.
But, perhaps the most important question that I have for you, in the past 30 minutes, what has happened to my abs with all my tilt, tuck, and tightening going on?
Uh-oh. Well, what's a shame is that I can't really come there and feel how tight they are since you've been doing hip-hop abs. But, just keep exhaling, tilt, tuck, and tighten.